back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited that you're here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, you know, I absolutely love 90s music. After all, this is where Gen X meets pop culture, right? Y'all, in the building today, I have joining me a hip hop legend. Father MC is here today. Yay! I'm super hyped because I loved his debut album. But we're here to talk about, well, I'm going to bring up the debut album, but we're also here to talk about Father MC's new music. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss today's show. Welcome to Check the Rhymes. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I'm super excited because I'm a fan. I am a fan. And I was even more hyped when I saw that you're coming back with some new music. And what I've heard so far, I'm ready. I'm ready. Even, you know, I've been stalking your Instagram.
Wow.
So first, let me just check in and see how have you been holding up during the pandemic?
I've been blessed, man. I've been blessed by the best. Everything is good. You know, I've been staying busy. I'm in the studio now, as you could probably see, but I'm in the studio, you know, just hanging out and making sure everything's coming. Everybody keep asking me about a release date. Can I square this off real quick?
Yeah, because I was going to ask too.
Finally, we got the first of summer. The first day of summer. We dropping, and it's coming. We don't have a single yet because I got like a marketing team that's kind of crazy. She can't come up with her, you know, her ideas of what it. Then Jay on that side, Oscar and everybody, Alonzo out there. I mean, nobody, my whole squad, like, can't F Media Corp. So we getting it together, but it's going to be crazy regardless though.
Okay.
You know?
All right. I'm ready. So it's called Black Disney, right? Black Disney. How did you come up with that name? I like it.
I just wanted to be, you know, I'm always trying to do something out the box. And I thought, I was like, you know what? You know, it just came to me. And I was like, you know, I love Disney World anyway. So I always wondered, like, when I was out there, I used to love going. Then when I became, you know, successful, they shut the whole Disney park down for me. And we went crazy. That's why I learned to like roller, you know, coasters and all that. So I said, you know, my album's going to be black. Mm-hmm. In Disney, put it together, Black Disney. Okay. And I pictured like a lot of successful black people in a park just having a blast, a good time. So, you know.
Yeah, you know how like when you said that about when you became successful and you went to Disney, I was reading a thread on Twitter where people were talking about how did you look at other people and think their families were successful? And they were like, somebody said if they got to go to Disney, and I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that.
That's crazy.
I mean, I went to Disney, but we weren't rich.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a state of mind. Like, yeah. I bugged out because they shut the whole park down for me. But I mean, easy. I used to go like before, and I enjoyed going just with, you know, the crew or with family. So, you know.
Well, I want to talk about some of the songs that's going to be on the album. If you know, I'll just throw a couple names out that I saw on your Instagram.
You guys got Carowinds.
Yes. You went to Carowinds?
Did I? In the cold, my cousin Michelle Mills, and she was going with this guy named Dickie, and he came. He had a truck, and they put me in front of my grandmother. I was in the truck going. And then they pulled to the side like a road or two down and put me outside, and they got all hugged up and snuggled up. So I had to go all the way to Calvin's in the outside of the truck, which I was young and I enjoyed it though.
I think I've only been to Carowinds once in the cold, and that was for when they turn it into like a Halloween type of theme park.
I had a blast there, man.
I love Carowinds.
Loved it.
Okay, so what about so when I heard this, Ain't Got Time, that Dennis Edwards sample.
Yes.
I was like, my dude.
That's crazy. Like, I enjoy, like, still, what's funny is the album's not closed yet. Mm-hmm. You know, so no telling what you're going to get, but it's like, I just picked some samples that I wanted to rock with my way, mm-hmm. you know, and don't have anybody like telling me what to do and how to rock with it. So I did it my way. This whole album I did totally my way.
You had a it was this, I swear I feel like a stalker. I'm like, 2 days ago you posted this
What?
Billie Jean, you had the Billie Jean beat going and then you were rapping. So is that like was that just a freestyle or is that like an actual record?
No, that's on my album.
Okay.
That's on my album.
Okay. So then that brought me back to another song that you sampled Jackson 5 like a few years ago.
I beat you while you ain't calling me back.
Yes. So yeah. I'm like, so obviously you like the Jacksons.
Well, I was managed by Frank DeLeo, Michael Jackson's manager. So that kind of, God bless, So,
I did not know that. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. All right. What about Fly Girl?
You know what? My girl told me don't do it. Everybody told me don't do it, right? But I be having that little thing in my head. And I be like, I know what I'm going to do. I hear the record. When I decide to do a record, I hear it before it's done.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, and everybody was like, I don't know. I said, y'all move out. Y'all get out your own way. Let me do what I do. And I did it. And then everybody started coming back to me after it's all done. Like, yo, that's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's I don't want to give it all away because I want people to make sure they go check out the album when it comes out or just stalk your Instagram to hear some samples of it, snippets.
That's the real Father MC too.
Yes. Let's see. I've got all these cards here that I'm just jumping around asking these questions. So I know we mentioned Disney, but what's something else that you would think of as like the biggest highlight of your career? Like what was something that just made you think, I made it?
I made it. It's crazy because I think when I touched Madison Square Garden in New York, mm-hmm. when I touched Wembley Arena in London, when I touched Yokohama in Japan, those are like the biggest arenas where, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, all of those, and when I made it, is when, that's a good question because I remember saying so many, when I made it, when I really knew I made it, I was coming to Rock Hill. We had a show in Fayetteville. I had my tour bus driver redirect my tour bus. And my grandmother, God rest, may she rest in peace, her little self directed in the middle of the street my tour bus to come this way. And the whole the town of Rock Hill, South Carolina came. Wow. And my tour bus was there, the bodyguards, the police. It was crazy. And I was like, damn, for me? And I'm looking at my grandma like, Grandma, get out the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a mama's boy, but I'm a grandmama's mama's boy. You get what I'm saying?
I love it.
To see Rock Hill come out, and this is a place I used to go to every summer. I used to get shipped out in New York, go to the South every summer, whether it was Rock Hill or Columbia. And my preference was Rock Hill. But it's because my mom's side was Rock Hill, my dad was Columbia. I digged Rock Hill a lot. And it was crazy. It was crazy in the scene of the police escort us. Not bad in a bad way either. Like, yo, we got to get to this show because we would, I was with my family for so long in Rock Hill. I was like, yo, I got a show. I got to be in Fayetteville. They escorted us all the way to the line, Fayetteville line. We doing like 100 on a tour bus and cops is in front of us. Like, and I was like, if that ain't power, I don't know what it is.
Wow. So I was especially like Rock Hill. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, Rock Hill. Really, for real. You know what that is. Yeah. Emmett Scott, big ups to Emmett Scott.
You have another story that's kind of connected to Rock Hill, Charlotte, right? With Jodeci.
Well, which one? I have a whole bunch.
How did you find, that was actually one of the fan questions was they were wondering, how did you even link up with Jodeci? How did you find Jodeci? Like,
I know of Jodeci way before I became Father MC, because remember, I used to go back and forth to Rock Hill and Columbia.
Right.
I knew them from being the Haley boys, the Haley brothers.
Yes.
So, you know, I knew them and I knew of them. I knew of them and I was like, them cats could sing. And I was like, when I get a deal, man, I'm going to go and find them cats. And next thing you know, this is how good God works, man, because at the end of the day, they drove up in that little buggy and it broke down right in front of Uptown.
Wow.
It broke down. The next thing you know, I'm there. I'm Father MC and I'm just signing. I'm signed at this point. And then, you know, they were like, you know, I seen them and totally like oblivious to the game. Down South cats that came, knew they had a mission, a plan, a great singing group, and took the world by storm, which I knew that they were. I knew that they were coming, you know? I knew they were coming.
Yeah, it's I love that story because it's interesting how the dots can connect and everything comes full circle. So, what would you say about this? Can you see it?
Yep, Father's Day.
Yes, the vinyl.
Vinyl. Wow. Wow.
So this album came out, I guess last year you celebrated 30 years that this album has been out, right?
Yes. That was a cool looking brother too, I must say.
Yeah, I like the back of this too.
Oh yeah, that was the picture right there. Yeah.
You know what cracks me up is on your notes back here. P.S.
On the thank yous?
Huh?
On the thank yous?
Yeah, where you said Father MC, the man women hate to love. What was that about? What was you what was you thinking about?
Let me tell you, that still goes down. Trust me. No, they love you, but then they hate you. They hate to love you, and I'm just the coolest guy. I'm the most truthful guy. Sometimes women can't take the truth, and they always say like they want to know the truth, and they really don't. I'm starting to think that I'm gonna start lying, like, because you tell women the truth, they say, yo, yeah, you could tell me the truth. Tell me anything. You tell them the truth, you get a damn sock or a shoe thrown at you or something. So, you know, I'm the man women hate to love. It's like, you know, it's crazy.
But it's how
you know, some women don't know when they really got a good guy. A good guy. Like, you know, and I'm a good guy. I consider myself to be a very good guy. Sometimes I'm too good. You know, and I'm too good, not like conceited good. I'm talking about like my personality is like I'm caring, I'm loving, I'm forgiving. I'm like, but instead of lying to you and hurt you, I'm gonna tell you the truth, which you may not want to hear, but just rock with me. Because if I tell you there's light at the end of the tunnel, believe me, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And if I'm telling you that, just relax. I'm not, you know, as bad as I was, but I'm not as good as I should be. Let's just put it like that.
I got you. So I want to ask you about some of the stories behind the songs on here. Because, yeah, so I'm going to just pick them randomly. Obviously, everybody wants to know the story behind I'll Do For You and working with Mary J. Blige.
Oh, that was crazy. I wrote that record on my mother's table in Far Rockaway, Queens, the kitchen table, just beating the desk, and I was writing that. And we did it. That record, I'll Do For You, with Mary on it, is a remix. It's supposed to be a remix. Andre, when Treat 'Em Like You Want to Be Treated came out, the album wasn't done. So what happened was Andre had like 60, 70 mixes, different mixes, remixes of Treat 'Em Like You Want to Be Treated. And then when they put the single out, I started touring all over. So, they had me in every city and state I went to, they had me trying to finish this album. So they had me going into different studios. Oh, wow. So it was time for the single to come, I'll Do For You. And Dre didn't want that same thing to happen. The first I'll Do For You had, oh my God, what was his name? My guy, what was his name?
David Hollister.
Yeah, it's on there. David Hollister.
David Hollister.
Right. David Hollister was on the original, and then next thing you know, they just took Dave off, and they made the one with Mary J on. Wow. And that's how we got, you know, I'll Do For You, and it was crazy because it worked. It worked.
Yeah. What about Lisa Baby?
That was this girl. It's a true story too, because that was a girl that, you know, I was engaged with, right? It's crazy. And I was like, I think women really should hear this story. It was like I was engaged to this girl. I was just becoming Father MC. I'm talking to her. Now I got 10,000 people in the arena. I'm talking to her backstage, and all you hear is the crowd going, Father, Father. It's near Christmas time, and this girl's yelling at me, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm arguing backstage, and I'll never forget my road manager came and said, man, do you hear all of these women? And you talking to this bag? And I'm like this, and then the way he said it though, he's like, yo, man, come on, man, you got any woman in the world you messing with, huh? And then when he said it, something just rang to me, and I just hung the phone up, and I walked on stage, and everybody was going crazy, and I calmed the crowd down, and I said, yo, how many people could want to treat my DJ the way he want to be treated? They went crazy. I said, my dancers, they went crazy. I sat on the speaker, and I said, well, is there anyone here that want to treat me like I want to be treated? And the women went, wow, you lied, we want to treat you. And then when I got back home after the tour, I went and I didn't end it like everybody was like, yo, you should end it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna be cool, man. Listen, we not making it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm too fragile. So you're not gonna cheat on me and hurt me. So let's just
wait, that's what y'all was arguing about? She was cheating?
Yeah, she got the nerve to cheat. Yeah, now check this out. This is because
I'm mad.
This is when I'm just becoming father, right? And her mother loved me. So when I got nominated for my Grammys, this is the crazy part. Me and her sister always was cool. Her sister called and told me what they were doing when I was walking up to get my Grammy. She said the mother just picked up a shoe and threw it at her. Yeah, like, you see what you messed up on? Like, so sometimes, you know, but it was cool, man. It was cool. I did a lot of my relationships. Close to You on my second album. I named that, you know, God bless Sonia Williams. She passed away in the Harlem incident. You know, she was pregnant. I named the album Close to You, and the single Close to You I put on there. I wrote that because of her. And that's when I introduced Intro to the World.
Yeah, I was going to bring them up too. Like, you know, I see so many people even now still talking about Kenny Green and his voice. Kenny,
my guy. Yeah, God bless him. Yeah. Andre Harrell too. God bless. Heavy.
Yeah. Going back to this album though first real quick. Let's see. What about, obviously, Father's Day?
Father's Day. The album was done. I had a good time. Howie T was the last producer, and I said, let's go. And we did it. And we just had a blast. Okay. That was the album that was brand new to me. I was my first album, you know, a deal. Father MC's about to come. I had no idea what the world had in store. I just wanted to fasten my seatbelt and take the ride. And boy.
I can remember watching you on Soul Train and Showtime at the Apollo. You know what? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I just watched it again the other day because Showtime at the Apollo is on Tubi, the streaming app. Yeah, they have all the episodes. So I came across yours. Yeah.
Wow. I love the Apollo. But you know what? Out of every stage, I was afraid of the Apollo. Not afraid of Madison Square Garden, not afraid of Yokes. I wasn't afraid of Wembley Arena, the Hippodrome in London and all. I was afraid of the Apollo.
Were you afraid you were going to get booed or something?
I didn't know. No, you know what it was I used to go to the Apollo, you know, before the success. So I seen celebrities get booed. I seen it. I'm like, oh shit. Every time I was like, I'm just gonna go up there. And I had hits. So when I went up there, I knew I had hits. So I just touched that thing, I say my prayer, touch that little rock and go up there, handle my business though.
Yeah, because I'm like, you did that, even on Soul Train as well. Well, how was that? Because I love Soul Train. I love all things Soul Train.
I love Soul Train. Soul Train, it had me bugged out because I used to watch it as a child, and I used to be like, I'm here. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm here. like even when we got nominated for the Soul Train Music Award, I had to give Michael Jackson. I was the first artist to give Michael Jackson, rapper, an award, and I gave it with Silk. Mm-hmm. And this is before Frank DeLeo managed me. So I'm on stage, and if you look at that, like I'm looking at Mike, like holy shit, like what, like yo, I'm looking at him like, is he for real? But backstage, this is when he had we was at the Shrine Theater, and I'm backstage. I'm like, Mike ain't gonna come here. I'm like, Mike ain't coming here. Next thing you know, I'm backstage and I see a whole bunch of police, and I'm just hearing like, and all that stuff. What the hell going on? My bodyguard comes and gets me. He said, yo, come on, we got to get moved to the side. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Michael Jackson and the whole damn elephant plant came. Like elephants, tigers in cages, and these guys that like look like they animal keepers or whatever. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
Wow.
And then I'm on stage with him looking at him like, I wanted to like touch him. Like, it's just crazy. Like, you know, and Mike is a cool cat though. Real cool too. Like, forget what everybody say. He's a cool dude, man.
That's hilarious. Because I think I would have had the same reaction. Like, can I just touch you?
Yeah, I'm looking at him on stage, and my manager, he's in the audience looking at me like, keep back, look. Because I'm in shock. I'm just like this. And they looking at me like I'm supposed to be reading the thing, and I'm looking at him like damn, like, it's just, like I'm wanting to see, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it was cool though.
I think I'm low-key jealous of that though. I love
Mike is
Michael.
incredible, man. Yeah, me too. Everybody be like Prince or Michael. I know both of them. Michael.
Yeah, tell me about your interaction with Prince.
Prince was just straight up cool. Prince, we used to go to Minnesota, Minneapolis, man. He'd take us to his club. And I remember because they used to stop drinking. They used to stop drinking at 12 o'clock or something like that in Minnesota. And he took us to his spot, and his spot was purple drapes and all of this stuff. And they opened up the bar for everybody and opened it up and just started partying all over again.
Wow.
So it was crazy. Yeah, yeah. God bless Prince and Mike.
Yeah, you've got some amazing stories. So I'm going to just mention some of the other artists that were on Uptown as well, because I know that the Uptown movie or miniseries, however they're calling it, is coming out hopefully soon, because I'm ready. I'm ready to see it.
It's coming out, but it's coming out like later, 2021, because of what's going on with all this COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And it's about to be a doozy though. Yeah, it's about to be one.
Well, one thing I wanted to know is what you hope that people take away from it.
It's two things. If they shoot it the right way, mm-hmm. the world's going to be astonished, like crazy, like, oh my God, they work like that. If they shoot it where they have to shoot it like 40% lies, 30% lies, 70% truth, of course they got to, they can't do all factual. Then it could be suspect, you know. But the thing of it is, it's Uptown. The Uptown film, everyone on Uptown could come out with one, mm-hmm. because everyone have their own experience. You get what I'm saying? So, I think it's going to do justice, though. I think because it's about that time. I think it's about that time for the world to see the little Uptown, which was just like Motown in the 70s. Right. And we were a new era, and we started a whole new thing. We were the soundtrack for people's lives.
Definitely
came up. We're responsible for some of these kids that are born, a lot of these kids that are born, a lot of the fashion, a lot of stuff,
Yeah. And I want to thank y'all for giving me stuff to put, like music to put on my answering machine back in the day.
Don't you miss it? Don't you miss it when you had that answering machine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I would find like just a part of a song and just play that. I wouldn't even say anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, boy.
So tell me about I'm just going to throw these names out there. Let's see. Hold on. My thing is going to run out. It might cut us off, but then it'll let you back in the same link if it does.
Okay.
So Heavy D.
My guy. Very, very nice guy. Very, very nice guy. Heavy D was a star and a gentleman too. Very nice guy.
Yeah, he
Very
seemed
nice.
like he would be. What
Yeah, he
about Guy?
My brothers, they took me in from day one. From day one, they took me, and they all said that we all sort of favored a little bit, so it was easy, you know. And me and Aaron Hall, we killed the Apollo because we was on tour. Me, Jodeci, Mary, everybody, and I knew that Mary was bringing Grand Poobah up. I knew Jodeci was bringing up somebody, so I seen Aaron in DC at the one of the concerts, and I said, "Well, Aaron, look, we headed to the Garden." I said, I ain't saying this to nobody, but I'm going to bring you on stage with One Night Stand. He says, call me before Father, call me. I left the thing at the will call for him. He didn't need it, though, you know, because he's Aaron. So he walked back. And then I said, Aaron, I said, you remember? He said, yeah. I said, we're going to drop our pants, right? He said, yeah. So we dropped our pants at the same time, and the whole Madison Square Garden lost their mind. I mean, lost it. Like, it was crazy. Crazy.
What about Al B. Shore?
My guy. Al's cool. Very cool guy. Al was cool. Al, he was like the Black Elvis Presley of Uptown. I ain't never see the stuff I seen with Al. When I was working on my album, I go to Uptown and I see Al. I seen him in like dressing regular, you know, dressing. I'm like, okay, he ain't a star yet. Well, as soon as he came a star, he came back and I said, yo, Al, he had this jacket that was dope too. I said, yo, Al, how much, where you get that from? He said, oh, I got it overseas, you know. And I said, yeah. I said, how much that cost? He said, it's so nonchalant, like, oh, this is around 35,000. I'm like, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then I see why he could do that because he was on tour over there. So that 35,000 wasn't no money to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting that probably every day. Every day you on tour. So yeah.
He was one that I literally was like, can I touch you? Can I touch your face?
No, I'm telling you, we was outside when Uptown was in Brooklyn. And he said, you want to see something funny, Father? I said, yeah. He said, walk with me up the street. Walk with him up the street. He do the schools around there. Next thing you know, a whole bunch of girls and just start chasing him. I'm like this, oh, shoot. Why am I running? They chasing Al. Al was some Black Elvis Presley, like for the women. Like, I don't know what the heck he did, but he did it.
That's too funny. What about Soul For Real?
Soul For Real was cool. That was Heavy's thing. That was like when we was going to another direction, and Soul For Real, Heavy was taking over Uptown, and Soul For Real came. But I knew them, and they were crazy cool. Like, everybody on Uptown was real cool. We all got along. We all toured. Me, Mary J, and Jodeci toured every album. We always toured the same tour because our albums would come out verbatimly back to back to back. So when it's tour time, we all got hits back to back to back.
Right.
And then we just have to get the other extra people that was coming on tour with us. And that's how that ran.
One of the things that I noticed as I was just going back, reading about Uptown Records, like all of the artists, you guys all have longevity. Like what is that staying power? What is that? What is the key to that?
I think just really being real with your music and yourself. And changing not 100%. Still giving people what they want and what you consider to be a change for what you want and where you're going in your life and how you moving in your life. Right.
I can see that. All right. So I'm going to jump into the fan questions, but this may cut us off in 5 minutes. So like I said, just come back to the same link. But somebody wanted to know, how did Diddy end up dancing in the videos?
Diddy was not only a dancer. Diddy was my A&R. He was a dancer. He was my hype guy. Like at the Apollo, man, him going crazy. And I used to have fun with Puff because we'd be on the stage just cracking up. I remember he picked me up for I was coming in from Alaska, and he picked me up at LAX to go, and he had a girl with him. And I'm like this. So we had to go shopping, so to go get some clothes, right? At the Beverly Center. He had a beautiful girl with him. And next thing you know, I'm chasing. I'm like, yo, like me and Puff, we got stories. We used to chase each other like for the girls up and down the escalator. Like it was I wish a movie camera was there. It was crazy. Nah, we had a blast, man.
That's awesome. Somebody wanted to know what your last conversation with Andre was.
You know, it's funny because me and Dre every time me and Dre got together, we always cracked jokes. Mm-hmm. And I remember he wanted me to come up to the Revolt building, but I had to go to the dentist. So I stood him up. So then we had dinner and we just started talking and we started cracking jokes, and he was doing the Uptown movie. As a matter of fact, our last conversation was me yelling at him like, yo, Trey, my daughter's going out for Kim Porter to be, God bless Kim Porter, to play in the movie Kim Porter. And he was in New York. And he says, just tell your daughter to come to the front. And I told my daughter, go to the front. And then she went there and magic happened for her. But at the end of the day, yeah.
Okay. What is one of the most valuable lessons that you learned from Andre, or that he taught all of you as artists?
Man, well, I don't know. I can't really speak for everybody else. What I can speak for me is he taught us the fashion. He taught us to be real with yourself. And that's what I took. And he wanted his artists not to be artists and famous and rich. He wanted you to, after Uptown, to have something. Mm-hmm. He tried to teach you how to produce. If he signed you and you wasn't a producer, he'd buy you equipment, he'd put a studio in your house for you. Learn. You paying it back out of your budget, but he would make that a thing for him. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted us to have something more than after. He wanted, and I think I made him proud. Yeah.
Okay. This question I wasn't going to ask because people are nosy, and it's fine if you say, get out your business. They wanted to know if you were single or married.
I'm not married, and I'm going to clear the record up because I know what they really want to know.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to put it out there.
All right. Me and Teresa Randall never been married. Never. That was my girl though, but we've never been married. Beautiful girl, wonderful spirit, but we've never been married. Never walked down and said I do. None of that. So, hold on one second.
Okay.
That's my brother. Yo, I'm in an interview on the radio. Check it out. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello, yeah, I'm gonna call you back though. All right. Yeah, but I've never been married. I want to get married. I want to see what it is to say I do and to say I do. But if I'm the kind of guy, if I say I do and I don't like it, I say I don't, and I boogie easy. I don't let nothing hold me back. I don't care what. Hey, I'm just that dude, man. I gotta be happy for me, though. You know what I'm saying? I can't live my life for somebody else. Just to, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It has to make sense.
Absolutely. Well, this is telling me we got less than a minute. Actually, that was the last question. So I just want to thank you for coming on Check the Rhymes.
That's what it is.
Yeah. You'll have to come back when Black Disney drops.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.